Hello guys, this is Adrian from astrophotography. Welcome back to the channel. I'm very glad to be back. I was a little bit off on YouTube. I actually had very good weather September for about 2 weeks and a half, and I've been having both telescopes working hard. And I just want to show you the results that I got with both telescopes, and I try to do something, and I alluded to it before, that I'm usually going for the same targets. In this situation, we have over here the Pac-Man Nebula. And I took this one with the Orion 120 ED, my refractor telescope, and I also went after this target with my GSO, the 10-inch GSO thrust telescope that I got. And it's amazing to see the difference in aperture. It's amazing to see what can you do with one and what can you do with the other one, and they are both awesome, and I'm gonna share some images with you. Not a very long video and not a processing video, but just to give you an idea, if you want to buy a telescope, um, what should you go for? And I will tell you, definitely I will give you advice by the end of the video. Stay tuned, and again, welcome back to the channel, and let's get into it. Okay, so we will start with the first set of images. As I said, the first image right here on the screen is the Eagle Nebula. The second image on the screen is the Eagle Nebula, but this is taken with the Orion telescope, the 120 ED. This is about 900 millimeters. While the GSO thrust telescope, this picture right here, it's 2000 millimeter. So you see, first and foremost, the striking difference when it comes to to the way the telescope captures the picture. I mean, it's obviously, if you are very technical and if you are very knowledgeable about this, it's not like a big surprise, right? That of course that the bigger, more powerful telescope goes closer. But it's amazing that, in my view, that both images are striking in their own way. If you look at the Orion, you capture all this, basically almost the whole Eagle Nebula, right? Right here is this whole region, and to go closer, you go closer, but as you can see, as you go closer, the picture starts getting pixelated, starts to get distorted over here. It's overly processed. You can see it, and it's so interesting that if you look at the picture over here in the right and then you zoom in, oh, I'm sorry, let's click on this. You see how amazingly beautiful this looks, and it's such a completely different way to approach each target. And I've been speaking about this before. It's fascinating to me that shooting the same target with different telescopes, and I have a multitude of telescopes that I've been using. Right now I'm just having these two setups. I'm very happy with the way they work, and yeah, I'm fascinated by how you can go for the same target and get such an amazing different result. This image over here, I would say, if I remember correctly, it's about 69 hours of monochrome data using hydrogen alpha, using the oxygen, of course, and the sulf. It's combined in the Hubble palette, which I realized that I prefer. Both images are in Hubble palette, and I love that. and all my images actually. I've been trying to use again like the regular processing, the RGB, you know, to put the hydrogen on the red channel, the green channel to have the sulf, and the blue channel to have oxygen. I'm never happy with the way the images look. This is considered a false color. Well, it doesn't matter. It's Hubble is using it, NASA is using it. I think it's good enough to show the beauty of the space. Now let's move on to the second set of images. Well, this is nothing right here, and this is actually my last image that I took with the RC telescope. This one right here. I apologize for my face popping in and out. I don't know how to pin this on the screen. Okay, I'll figure it out. So this image right here, it's exactly the same type of situation that you saw in the last image. If you look at the Orion telescope, the refractor at 900 millimeters, I think it's less than that anyway, because I have a 0.7 flattener, the reductor on it. You can see the striking difference, right? This is beautiful. It's a beautiful image. This one I just processed it now. It's not my best. I have better variation on this one, but I was trying to be fair in terms of data, in the sense that the RC over here, I have 13 hours plus 12, 25 plus 4 oxygen, that's 29. This one is a 39. I have a variation of this one. I gathered probably, I got on this one about, I would say 70 hours as well, so it looks better. But I wanted to make sure that they're a little bit close, right? So the Orion is 39, the RC Trust telescope is 29, and I don't think it's an argument that this image is fantastic. And I'm in love with Pac-Man Nebula. It's so much potential. You can see the gas plumes over here. You can see a lot of details in this picture, much clearer that you can see it if you zoom into this picture right here of the Orion. You see it more general, right? You see it more, and keep in mind it's like 10 hours of extra data, and over here you get to see smaller details a little bit more popping out. So again, if you compare this image with this image, somebody would be tempted, I would say, to go with this image over here. You know, it looks more pleasingly for the eye, aesthetically pleasing for the eye, but also you can see the shadows. I mean, I'm fascinated by this one, and it's exactly what I was saying, that each telescope has his own strengths and his own advantages. On the Orion part, it's easier to guide, it's easier to process, it's good for targets that are big targets, right? Pac-Man Nebula, I would definitely say it's a strange when it comes to the size of it. This seems to be a little bit too deep, I would say. You know, you lose a little bit of these details right here in the bottom of this nebulosity. It just goes too deep. But let me see, because I had another variation over here. This one's a little bit better processed. Let's see if I put this side by side. But you lose, as I said, you're losing a little bit of because it goes very close, and you lose some of the white stuff. That's when the Orion comes in, and that's why it's very cool, and I love this kind of habit of shooting the same targets. I mean, I'm gonna do it for a while because I'm fascinating to see the difference, and that's what I'm doing it. And lastly, we have the Bubble Nebula, which in my opinion it's one of my favorite nebulas out there. And as you might imagine over here, it's so this one is the RC telescope, and this one is probably about 48 hours of data. I got a lot of data on it. However, compared to this one, which is bubble again, but with Orion, as I said, they are both beautiful. I would say these two images, in my view, they are as valuable and as beautiful as I don't see one better than the other. I have one over here which is the full frame, as you can imagine. This one is cropped a little bit, but to have a real comparison when it comes to the aperture, this is the full view, and this is the RC full frame, and it's so fascinating how different does it look. It's like you are transported to a different part of space. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I find it fascinating. Of course, it's also the processing, and I've been trying to somehow process it as similar as I could. It's very difficult to do that. Usually, I assume because you get different lights that affect different stars, that have a different shadows. Everything, it seems to be, I mean, the general color, obviously the blue on the bubble, but as you can see here, it's much more blue, so you pick up more oxygen, you pick up more details. Over here is more hydrogen and more sulfur. That's what I wanted to show you a little bit. I did promise last video or a while back that I will do a presentation of my RC telescope, my new telescope, which I'm very proud of, and I'm very happy that I managed to actually be able to finally make it work properly. That is working correctly. Generally, it is good, and my good friend Iwan Popa from Iwan Astro, he's been helping me tremendously with that, and I appreciate it very much. And by the way, you should check his YouTube channel for tutorials when it comes to processing. He's awesome. He's one of the best astrophotographers out there, and you should check it out. And I will do a presentation of the GSO, and I will definitely do a presentation of the Orion. And what I mean by presentation, I'm gonna go through the whole equipment, starting from the mount, starting from the camera, filters, filter wheel, reductor, and the flattener, anything that I have on it, and I will cables, absolutely everything that I have. And I will give you an idea how everything needs to be set up in order to work. To give you a comparison, I would say, and I always find it very funny, the Orion telescope, the Refractor, I find it to be a very reliable Honda. The Truss telescope, the GSO, the 10-inch, I find it to be like a Dodge Viper. I never drove a Dodge Viper, but I heard a lot of crazy stories about it. So it's an amazing, powerful telescope, but you need to know how to tame it down in order for you to get good images. I'm still struggling, and probably that's gonna be for a while, in a sense that I still need to collimate it properly. I need to do a little bit of a spacing on it, and so on and so forth. But so far I have 3 images out of it. I'm very proud of it. I love it, and I hope you guys love it too. I will try to put more videos up on YouTube, hopefully very soon. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon. I will leave you with some nice images for you to see at the end of this video. Thank you, and have a good one. Yes, so when it comes to advice buying a telescope, you should have 2. you should have a wide field view, and you should have a deep, big aperture telescope. So yeah, I almost forgot that, but yeah, get to clear skies.